It makes no sense. If somebody's not helping you in multiple different facets of your life, and he's taking money from you and your kid in the way that you could live, $800, bro, for some damn shoes.
Oh, hold on, Jordan. Hold on, man. Jordans is some classics now. Hey, ain't got the bread, dog. Hey, go ahead and get you some Jordans. Hey, ain't no sneakers look as good as some damn Jordans, man. Hey, and then Jordan came out with some cheaper Jordans. He's like, shit, y'all can't afford the Jordans. I got the Jumpmans for you niggas. And you know what they did? They clown niggas rocking Jumpmans and Team Jordan. They clown the niggas that came with that. So niggas ain't even, I ain't breaking these hoes out no more. So, man, I did all I could. I did what I could. You know, Jordan, like, I ain't the most woke nigga, but damn, I did a little something for you niggas. I clown my shit. So, you know, goddamn. Hey, and that thing about Jordan owning the prisons, now I haven't got all the way down to it, but I do believe there's a possibility it could be another guy named Michael Jordan and not this Michael Jordan. I did some research on that. But I haven't got all the way down. It wasn't all the way clear. It wasn't all the way clear when I researched it. But yeah, man, Jordan's, man. Hey, man, hey, go get you a pair. Hey, don't kill your rent and you're still progressing in life. Especially the patent leather joints from '96. Woo, come on, man. Shit. Yeah.
All right, man. Wish I got to get up your chest. Good, bad, or indifferent, man.
Man, good grief, man. This is golly, man. See, Kanye, look what you did, man. Jeez. So here's what I'm gonna say. We gotta do better. We gotta do better, man. Like, one thing that I always go back to, and I know it's crazy, but I always go back to it, is we got all this stupid stuff going on in America. We have all these people with influence for money and resources. Why they ain't got clean water in Flint?
Still.
I mean, like, that's what kills me about America. That's one thing that kills me about America is that, you know, you look at all these third world countries and we put it on our TVs and stuff like that, and you see little Mary Saylor, you know what I'm saying, with no shoes and some, or maybe she got a dress and some soccer shoes on, you know what I'm saying? And we are, oh, that's so sad, you know. That's happening here. That's happening here, man. And, you know, we choose to ignore it for different reasons. And I ain't saying I'm not going to help her, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been in a situation in Mexico where I saw a family that, you know what I'm saying, they had their little toddler daughter out there helping hustle so the family could eat, you know. And, you know, me and my boy was down there and the girl selling friendship bracelets. And I'm like, shouldn't you be at school?
Right.
You know, but we, you know, so long story short, you know what I'm saying? I said, okay, well, how many, if you can count how many, and you can count in English or Spanish, because I know my Spanish numbers, count it out and tell me how many you got. We'll buy them all. Because she said they were $1. But she counted to 40. And I said, cool. My boy pulled out a 20. I pulled out a 20, gave them to her. But instead of taking them, we said, keep going to sell them. Go sell them to all the other tourists and double your money. Mm-hmm. You know. And, you know, when I look at the and I can, you know, I'm only going to speak for Black people right now. I'm not trying to ignore anybody else, but I'm only going to speak for Black people right now. Take your son, take your daughter, take your nephew, your niece, your granddaughter, your grandson, your kid's friend, your great auntie's friend. Show them how this works. If you have a little bit that you can offer, pass it on. You know, like I mean, we joke about it, and it's funny as shit. It's funny as shit. But we talk about we gonna spend $100 on some goddamn Jordans so our kids can be fly while they in school making D's and F's.
Yeah.
We're imparting the wrong wisdom on these kids, man. My daughter, she said, Dad, I don't know what to do with my money this summer. And I said, okay. I said, you come home from college, you work, you do your thing. You don't need nothing. You spend 20, you put up 80. Teach those economics to the kids.
Yes.
Spend 20% and put up 80. That way, when you're done with college, you got all this money. You can actually start your life. These kids end up in debt trying to go to college, trying to make something of themselves, and shame on America again for not just making college fucking cheap as hell. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to make it free, but make it a whole hell of a lot cheaper than it is now. These kids get out of college and they already a year's salary in debt.
Mm-hmm.
And so we gotta do better, man. You know what I'm saying? If they giving away free money, man, do what you got to do to get that free money. Scholarships, grants, you know what I'm saying? Internships, like get that free money. You know what I'm saying? Because those are the things that are going to set you up in life. If you don't have that trust fund, which a lot of us don't, we don't have that to pass on to our kids. You know what I'm saying? We weren't born into money. We don't become economically wealthy, but we can impart the skill set and the tools for the next generation to do better. Because what we seeing right now, you know what I'm saying, in a lot of different facets. I mean, hell, it's still basketball and music a bust for us, man. We need to be talking about, figuring out how we fund these kids to go to med school. How we figure out how to get these kids to be lawyers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's so much more to offer. We just refuse to take the extra step to do it because it takes a little bit more work. And look what we keep ending up with. You know what I'm saying? You can't take shit and make a good tasty shit sandwich. It tastes like shit.
Right.
We keep trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? Mama made a dollar out of 15 cents. No, motherfucker, you missed out on a lot of stuff because all she had was 15 cents. Mm-hmm. That's really what the truth is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she made it work. But the truth of the matter is there was 85 cents worth of shit that you missed out on. You know what I'm saying? And so we got to do better, man. We got to build up our networks, our economic channels, you know what I'm saying, to be able to be prosperous, number one, and number two, be able to really begin to pass things down through the generations, because that's when we start making history. You know what I'm saying? We have had our history stripped. They took us from Africa, wherever else we was, and they brought us to America, and we had our history stripped. Or they told us stories that weren't even true. You know what I'm saying? And we fell for a hook, line, and sinker. We start making history now. You know what I'm saying? That way, 200 years from now, you know what I'm saying, whatever generation that is, they can speak to the history of some shit that was built. You know what I'm saying? That's how you take, that's how you make a dollar out of 15 cents. You know what I'm saying? When the next generation can take that same dollar and make 50 cents to the point that we get to that goddamn dollar. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to do. We got to stop accepting ourselves as second fiddle, because as long as we keep doing that, they're going to keep treating us like we second fiddle.
Yeah.
Like, that's the key. You know what I'm saying? And, we talk a lot about it, and we the spiritual and the biblical side of it, but God damn it, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X did one thing. If they did one thing, They said, I am willing to die for what I believe in. And guess what? They died.
Yeah.
They died. And we forget about that. And it wasn't about death necessarily literally, but you have to think about it that far. You know what I'm saying? If I physically die, have I imparted enough that everything I fought for won't die with me? And we gotta respect that, you know what I'm saying, and get back to saying, you know what? Yeah, we fixed civil rights, but we still got other rights we gotta fight for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To not still be second-class citizen. So maybe we ain't fighting the civil rights thing, but we got something else to fight. So somebody's got to pick up that torch, because it is awful to think that in our community, the last true black leaders were Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Like, for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't had nobody. We had what? Jesse Jackson. Come on. Al Sharpton. Come on. I mean, the closest thing we got to anything diplomatic that had any level of power, seriously, is Ofri. That's it. Like, that's the closest we've gotten. You know what I'm saying? And so, I don't know about y'all, you know what I'm saying? But I have set a goal for myself personally to really begin to try to set up funnels and resources that get our kids and our kids' kids what they need to be successful. Because, you know, I mean, my kids are biracial, but to America, they're black. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want my kids to play ball as adults. If they do, you better use that damn platform for what it's meant, you know. But I'd rather my kids be doctors and lawyers and things of that nature. And if I gotta work my body to the bone to get that so that they can achieve that, then I've done something. You know, I've imparted something different in my kids that they can impart on their children. And that's how you start to make shit bubble. Because when you look at rich people like the Rockefellers and shit like that, some generation, those motherfuckers work to the core to get their money.
Yep.
And then what did they do? Don't fuck this up. This is our money. Make it work. You can do whatever you want to do, but keep it in the family. And now look, they powerful. They own everything. And you could take, you know, these Europeans that came over to America with intelligence because they went to school and shit like that, and they learned. They weren't just book educated, but they were educated on just, you know, regular street smarts. You know, how to manipulate people. You know what I'm saying? You know, the power of a firm handshake. You know what I'm saying? Hell, teach your son how to tie a fucking tie. Do that for him. You know what I'm saying? Black boy don't even know how to tie no goddamn tie. Why you want me to put on this blazer? Because it looks nice. It looks professional. Well, I ain't professional. I'm just a hood nigga.
Yeah.
We got to change the narrative, man. If we don't change the narrative, the Kanyes of the world are gonna be our representation, like, for real. And I no disrespect to Kanye. That's not the type of representation that we want.
That's facts.
Sorry, long ass rant. Get it off my chest, man. Should I?